I am so excited to present this class to you this Thursday, 2:30 on Zoom. It's called Vocal Styles. This came about over 28 years of teaching voice and working with a lot of singers that sing everything from classical to rock and roll and everything in between. What I realized several years back was that some people are not booking their job, or they're not getting the audition that they want, or they're not getting the roles that they want in shows because they're not getting the style portion of it. They have good technique, they're singing all the right notes, they're singing all the right rhythms, their voice sounds great, but there's subtle nuances that they're missing, and that comes from the style. I have gone back and done a lot of research to look through the history of how the styles came about. Were they influenced by the high church, from a wealthy set of society? Did they have access to instrumental notation or not? Or was it the opposite side, where it was a portion of society that was very rebellious and going against establishment? All of that plays into how the style was formed through time. Then the production of it with your voice are the little subtle things that come from that history of styles. For instance, vibrato. Do you use vibrato or not? Is it fast? Is it slow? Does it start in the middle of the phrase or at the beginning of the phrase? How are you using your vowels and your consonants? Are you modifying your vowels? Are you putting all the consonants at the ends of the words? For instance, in classical and Broadway, you complete words. In pop and R&B, oftentimes you do not. Does the style lend itself to the way that you speak? In other words, if you're singing rock and roll, is that the way you speak? If you're singing R&B, is that the way you speak? Some of them do, and some of them do not. One of the big things that happens is that over time, if you've sung classical music your whole life, or if you've sung blues your whole life, then your muscles acclimate to that formation of sound over time. It's a muscle memory. And if you go outside of that wheelhouse, then it's like learning to walk again, or learning to ride a bike again. You feel like you're stumbling around because you're retraining how the muscles function, because muscles control your voice. I want you as a student to be able to self-assess the sound that you make. I don't want you to have to always go to a teacher or to a school to be told the things that you can do on your own. You just have to learn what things to listen for. What are the small details? Also, we're going to analyze singers. We're going to analyze singers from each category. We're going to listen to Pavarotti. We're going to listen to Adele. We're going to listen to Bon Jovi. We're going to talk about what you're hearing in those styles. We're also going to analyze singers at the end of the presentation to see why it is that they're trying to do this style out of their wheelhouse and they're not making it. It's obvious when you hear it that they're not making it, but I want you to dig deep and be able to give me details. Details down to the smallest things like tongue placement, throat space. Is your palate raised or is it lowered? So join me this Thursday, 2:30 on Zoom, and sign up at the link below. See you soon.